Hello and welcome. I am Mary Silver, the best-selling author of the book, Impact Millions, the Easiest Way to Attract Your Soulmate Clients Every Day. I help my clients show up and blow up their visibility and create an amazing income with books, groups, services, you name it. Let's build the empire together. So today I want to talk and share with you about things that I've learned in the past year, where we created an income of almost 7 figures. Didn't hit 7 figures, but this discussion is to help you decide, like, what are your income goals? Do you want just some supplemental income, part-time income, a couple $1,000, $3,000? Or are you looking to create 6 figures? Or are you looking to create 7 figures? So I wanted to open up this discussion today and really share with you guys how this came about, because there's a lot more involved than it appears. And a lot of times people think that it comes from one source. So in all transparency, my income sources, the total amount of my income sources that were on my tax forms did not all come from my coaching business. So that's first and foremost. And I think that that's a really big part of hitting the 6 figures and hitting the 7 figures. Now, if you're looking for supplemental income, it's actually really easy to create that just with one stream of income. But if you're looking at creating something above 6 figures, and going to that 7 figures or more, what you're going to need to do is really expand your vision per se and grow. So the very, very first tip, and by the way, if you stick with me through this entire live, which, by the way, thank you for being here live, and thank you for watching the replay. If this is a replay for you, let me know by #replay. And you can ask any questions in the thread, and I'd be happy to get back with you and see what we can do. But if you stick with me through the end, I will give you a valuable resource, and that will help you bring in additional money. So, I mean, what the big piece for me is what I've learned. I used to think that I would be like, I want to be a millionaire. I want to be, I had goals and aspirations, and I've hit, well over, I've built a couple businesses. When I first hit $150,000, I remember thinking, wow, that wasn't that great, because the gross was so much higher than the actual net. So that's one thing that I really want you to start thinking about, is how can I create this gross income and keep a lot of it. So, I'm grateful that I gave the IRS a lot of money. It was well over 6 figures in taxes this past year. And it was amazing. So let's talk about that. What was it that actually went from, I think in 2015, I was at about, with everything, with all my income streams, I think I might have been at around 85,000 a year. So, that's what it took me 6 more years to get nearly close to 7 figures. So haven't hit that all yet. And I am still growing and learning. And as along the path, I want to share that with you. But the very first thing that I want you to focus on is mindset, and what it takes to go from a couple $1,000s extra a month to creating $10,000 extra a month to creating even more. The sky's the limit. And some of the things, and I was totally one of these people, so I'm not bashing you, but I used to think I'd see something about mindset, or I'd see a mindset coach trying to tell me to get my mindset set in check. And I was like, Well, wait a minute. I've been studying the subconscious mind and mindset since I was basically around 9. I have a master's degree in social work. I knew a lot of what the subconscious mind did, what it produced, the patterns, the structural habits that we create from our subconscious mind. And I would blow it off. I would be like, oh, I already know this. When things really started changing for me, and this is huge for you guys, I want you to pay attention right here. Because if you think you have your mindset in check and you think you know all there is about mindset, I want you to re-examine that right now, because mindset hits at different levels. So if you say you have your mindset in check and you know all there is to know about mindset, but you haven't hit that 6 figures, or you haven't hit that 7 figures, or you just haven't hit your income goal, I promise you, you need to do some more work around your mindset every day. And as you grow, there will be different levels of mindset that shows up. There will be different things that you'll need to work on regarding mindset. And yeah, sure, it comes back to confidence, comes back to making sure you have your core wounds taken care of, that you love yourself, that you're worthy, you're lovable, you're good enough, that the imposter syndrome starts to decrease and you start to feel like the authority. So as I look back on it, I really realized it was when I stepped into the actual energy, that persona of who I wanted to be, and acted as that person every single day. That's when things really started to shift for me. I also used to think that to have that kind of income, you had to have one business. And so here's where another mindset thing will pop up. You don't need to have just one business. Unless you have like some kind of big, huge dream, like you want to be Tony Robbins level coach, or my authors that follow me, the ones that want to be like J.K. Rowling or whatever. Unless you're trying to build an empire from one thing, it's wise to have different types of multiple streams of income. Now, as you guys know, if you've been following me for any part of time, my very first studies came from doing a mastermind group with Bob Proctor. And he always taught us about the multiple streams of income. And so I would look at those and I would bring them in, and somehow I'd be like, no, I'm just supposed to just be a coach. And that's where I'm going to get my multiple streams of income. And why that's true, I do bring in multiple streams of income. One of those things, and a bigger picture for you that I want you to think about is what path can you take that will bring in multiple streams of income? Now, I do it through books. I am both a fiction writer and a nonfiction writer. My fiction goes under a pen name, and it's the two don't blend. I write romance, thrillers, and adult fiction. So it can be a little risque. So it doesn't really mesh with my business, and so it's under a pen name. So I have multiple streams of income for my fiction writing, my nonfiction writing, my author platforms, getting paid through Amazon. I have affiliate offers. I'm also a JV of certain really high level people. I've worked along the side and promoted people who, are the top 30 in the world of coaching and mentoring. And so whenever I work with them, I get paid with them as well. So I have really stepped out of the box. And what it took for me was to step out of the box of thinking it had to look one way. And when I started adding multiple ways and really building those multiple streams of income, of course, there was a mindset like, ooh, but am I giving up some of my own stuff if I've been promoting somebody else? And it was like, no, you're just collaborating and helping. So that was a big mindset shift for me, and which took us so much higher in income this year. But Again, it wasn't all from coaching. There were book sales, there were affiliate sales, there were coaching, there were programs, products, services. I also have investments. I have investments that I just looked, I think we were looking at it on Monday, and we have one investment that we never even touch. We follow it, of course, but it brings in an additional $30,000 a month on average. So, that's huge. And that is not even to do with my coaching business. So, or my writing business or anything. That's an investment. So we've also been looking at real estate and adding different kinds of things to our portfolio. So I really want you to think about bigger. If you're looking to create this income, how can you go bigger? And sure, you can hit six figures in your author book. If you're an author, you can hit six figures just as an author. You can hit six figures just as a speaker or just as a coach. But I really would love for you to expand your horizons and think about, well, wow, now I look at myself as an author, a speaker, and a mentor and a coach, and I help people do the same. Because it's about bringing the whole system to support you and lift you up. And one of the biggest keys for me, and where it shifted the most, is I started listening to my own self. I was like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to create. And I started following my own path. So when I talked in the very beginning about net income, my first, when I made 150,000, and I was like, I think, you guys, I want to say it was netting 35 to 45,000. I wasn't netting nearly what I was bringing in. And I had to look at it and it was like, oh my gosh, what did I do? I thought, what did I do wrong? But it was a great lesson, because what it was is I found where I was leaking money. So whether or not you want six figures, supplemental income, six figures, seven figures, you're going to want to look at where you're leaking money. And that means, are you subscribed to memberships that you're not using? Are you purchasing things for yourself or your business that you don't need? And really getting serious about what it is that's going to help you move the needle forward. That's a huge piece of it. And that takes some mindset, because it's fun. I mean, nobody likes being sold to, but they like buying. They like buying things. I mean, it's fun to go buy something that you really want. When I go and I love Louis Vuitton. When I go and buy a new Louis Vuitton purse, I get really excited. And so, they don't need to sell it to me. But I also know that there is like a budget, and there's things that you need to follow in order to be able to net more of the income that you're bringing. The other thing that we did that I really want you to analyze and look at, and I never did this, and Bob Proctor was probably like trying to pound it in my head, but I didn't listen to him. I went and got a financial advisor, like a really good financial advisor, and put money into different areas that they recommend. Now, this company that we work with is a much higher end. They take, you have to have pretty significant financial skin in the game, but they won't buy stocks, or they won't buy any kind of investments that they're not purchasing on their own as well. So we found somebody that was really worked well for us. And then, put some money in that. Now, I really want you to understand that. So again, we have the financial advisor that's helped with the income. We have had the autopilot, or the, automatic kind of just runs in the background income that brings in on average an additional 30,000 a month. And then we have the income from coaching, books, authors, events, group, all the other different things that come into that. And I think that one of the biggest things is I always thought that in my head, the big mindset switch for me was, I always thought that I was supposed to do it on my own. I was trying to prove something. I mean, that was my subconscious pattern. I was trying to prove that I was good enough that I could do it on my own. And when I finally broke through, like, oh my God, nobody who's hit that mark has done it on their own. Nobody. They've had help, they've had advisors, they've had a book maybe they've read, they've attended programs, they've done something where they've learned more from somebody else. So I started working with coaches and marketing agencies that knew a lot more than me, and I got hired on. So as I was doing my own business as well, full time, I was also helping other businesses that were making, 10 million. I think the one is 3 million and the other is like a $10 million business. And these were coaches of mine that I learned from, but they also hired me on to help them with their community. So I was making supplemental income with that as well. So when I opened my eyes and started realizing there's so many different ways to make money, that's when things started changing. One thing I really want you to understand is it's not normal for it to happen overnight. Yeah, there may be that 1%, there may be that, that one little one that gets away, that overnight success. But for most people to hit even 6 figures or 7 figures or more, it takes a lot longer. It's not a get quick or get rich quick scheme or anything. You cannot do that. It's a time and building that success muscle and seeing where opportunities come into play and following your own path. So first of all, you're going to want to look at your mindset. Second of all, find your own path. Do it the way that works for you. Some of you won't want to go work for a coach or an advisor while you're doing your own business. Some of you won't want to write a book and have multiple streams of income coming in through your book. In other terms, monetizing your book. Some of you won't want to have a group program. Some of you will just want online evergreen products or memberships or whatever. However, to take it even a step further, what it really takes is looking at these outside resources for you that can bring in that extra income. Like I said, I'm an affiliate. I'm a JV partner. I no longer work for those coaches, but I still will help them promote things. So, but I did at a time when I really started switching my attitude. I was working for them as I had my own business. Then I sold my own programs. I sold my own books. I sold my own mentorship. And then I also had my fiction, which is a whole nother source of income, which is, how do I bring in income from fiction? Well, there's merchandise, there's notebooks, pillows, coffee mugs, character t-shirts, there's things that people fall in love with as an author with a fiction that you can bring in as a multiple streams of income. So and then, of course, I went like even bigger and did the investments and found some investments that really bring in some income. I will say that is something with investments. I am not a legal or a financial counselor whatsoever. So if you do decide you want to get into the investment field, or start having your money work for you, which is by far, I guess, my favorite way of how we've brought in money, is watching it grow for us. Our money goes to work for us every single day, and we bring that. It's like I said, it's on autopilot, so it's fun. However, I would highly, highly recommend that if you are going to go into this venture of even real estate, which we're now looking into and going into different avenues of how you can have multiple streams of income, I would highly recommend you find experts in that. So I was a realtor for 6 years, so I have a lot of knowledge about the area we live in. I know which areas are in the regentrification mode. So for us to go find some properties, I already know how to find those. I don't need a realtor. However, I do need somebody to help me with contracts because I'm not a legal person. So, it's like hire the best in that industry that's going to help you. And with the financial, like if you're looking at investments, find a fabulous financial advisor and work with them. If you're going to do some even more risky investments, find the expert in that. I mean, I think I paid $2,500, and this was just for one conversation, $2,500 to talk to somebody about a really investment that I was super, super interested in, and the one that does so well. But so there was obviously some of that gross income goes back into learning about it, getting advised by things, and then growing from there. However, I will say our net was way better than when I was making 150 and only netting, like I said, I want to say it was 45,000, but I'm not sure. So it could have been 45,000. I just don't remember. I'd have to go back and look at it. But yeah, so the biggest thing here, what I'm talking about, is getting support, making sure that you have the right person to help you on that path, to help you increase your wealth and create prosperity and live the life that you want to live. Most of my clients love prosperity and luxurious living. That's what I do. It's what I love. And I don't have to have the biggest house on the block or drive the nicest car. But I do, for me, my why is I want to be able to give my children the college education that they want without questioning. If they want to, my daughters are amazing artists. If they want to go to an art school in LA that costs $65,000 a year, I want to be able to say, do it without any problem. So those are my whys. By the way, there's so many different reasons why you can want to live a luxurious life. But again, like I say, I spend my money more on vacations and my children and doing fun things and experiences, and then going from there. So yeah, I don't live in the biggest house in the neighborhood. I don't drive the best car, but you know what? My life is full of abundance of all good things. It's a prosperous life, and it's a life of luxury. So I want that for all of my clients. If you are an author or a writer or a creative or, coach, a healer, a visionary, you can have it all, and you can still have your main focus. But I want you to also look at some of these other things that can help you bring in the income you desire, because when you have more money, you can build a team, which is the next one, the next point. Build a team that helps you, supports you in your mission, helps you get your message out so you can focus on your zone of genius and create more books or talk on more stages or create more coaching programs or do more live trainings. So build a team around you, and don't be afraid of that, because you don't need to go learn everything on your own. The team will support you. It will help you grow in ways that you can't even imagine. It will save you time and money. Even though you're saying, I can't afford to hire a team member. Yes, you can, because you're spending money on programs to learn something, and then you're spending time, and then you have to tweak that. So if you get an expert and you build a team around you of the people who already know what you're trying to learn, they've saved you time and money, because they can go out there and get your message out, and you can start bringing in more clients. So I wanted to wrap this up and let you know that I do have a free resource for you. If you go to www.marybaileysilver.com/unleash 5K 10K, then you'll be able to see, it's a 7-step guide on how to create an additional 5K, 10K or more every month, and it's fun and it's exciting and it's a free resource for you. So again, that's www.marybaileysilver.com/unleash 5K 10K. And this is really a guide to help you see what 7 things you can do on a daily basis that will help you increase your income. And again, this is not an overnight success story. This took me a long time to figure out. And it's okay, because I'm perfect on my journey. So let's talk about it, what it was. Always work on your mindset, no matter what level you're at. Even if I'm sure billionaires still have a mindset that they work towards to gain. So mindset is your number one. Follow your own path. Follow what you're guided to do. Like, some people would be like, no way am I going to invest in real estate. No way am I going to do investments. No way. I only want this. Well, whatever way you feel guided to participate, that's your own path, and follow it. Follow your intuition. Third is have multiple streams of income, no matter what that is. If you do just want to create the income from your business, I would highly recommend you looking at being an affiliate for other people who have larger audiences than you, that are strategic alliances. I would highly recommend you be a JV partner, meaning that you help others grow their business while you grow your business. And I would highly recommend you look at how you can take your book, your speech, your online course, or what you do as your one-on-one service, how you can build that out into different parts, such as if you have a book, how can you create that as an online program? If you have an idea for a book, because you have a program, how can you take that program and lead it into your book and monetize it? And then get support from people who done what you want to do and have like the knowledge and the wherewithal to help move you to the path that you want to go. Make sure that you have a clear why, and then build a team around you that's going to support you and guide you and help you stay in your zone of genius while everything runs in the background and your income increases because you're focused and this other stuff is going on. So that's absolutely the discussion I had today, or wanted to share with you. It's definitely the lessons I learned in 2020 was how to really bring out what I was doing to life. My book launched on January 5th of 2021, but I wrote the book in 2020. And that's really when I started to see some shifts and changes. I was voted from Yahoo Finance as one of the top 10 success coaches to follow in 2021. And it's been an honor and a privilege, but it was because of the things that I am telling you right now that I learned over time. It didn't all just happen in 2020, but it's definitely stuff that has taken me a while to get, and I still work on my mindset every day. But if you would like a free resource, again, to help you see some different ways you can bring in an additional 5K, 10K or more monthly, this 7-step guide will absolutely help you do that. And the website address again is www.marybaileysilver.com/unleash 5K 10K. Now, the 5 is the actual number 5, and the 10 is actually the number 10. So I will put that in the comments for you guys as well. And please feel free to leave me any questions or concerns, or as we go, and we can have a chat. And hopefully we will see you here again next week. I don't know what my topic is yet, because I like to work through inspiration, but I always want to bring you guys some tips and strategies to help you become the leader that you're meant to be, get your message out in a big way, impact millions, and show up and blow up your visibility so you can be the authority in your field. Here's to next time. Love and hugs. Bye. Mwah.